What's going on, guys? Your boy Phrankleen. Welcome to episode number 73. Hope you had a nice weekend. If this is your first time on the channel, my name is Phrankleen. I'm the brain behind this platform. I talk about pretty eclectic topics that affect everyday lives, topics that span across pretty much virtually every facet of life that affects you and I, okay? Thank you for joining. If you can see me, say hello. Hi, Prince Obulo. Eunice. What's up, Eunice? Um, Chukuma Richard. Cindy Albert. Hello from New York City. What's up, Rosemary? Right. Boo Boo's Boulevard TV. Thank you for signing on. Thank you for joining me. So I'm going to try today to be like a maximum of 10 to 15 minutes, okay? So that the reason is I'm going to try so that, the playback of some of the videos and people that watch later on, they can hopefully watch. They wouldn't be too bored if videos are too long and they'll be like, this live video is like 30 something minutes long. I hope everyone had a nice weekend and you're having a nice week so far. This is Monday. What's up, my brother Richard from North Carolina? Fun fact. I've actually been to North Carolina before, Raleigh, North Carolina. I had an old friend that lives in the States, and Raleigh is a beautiful, beautiful town in North Carolina. Jumped on the Amtrak train from there to DC, from DC to Chicago. It was great. It was a few years ago. Anyways, so as I do story time, I got an email from someone recently who was complaining about unruly behavior of our relatives and stuff, and he's at the breaking point mentally. And there's also another gentleman who sent me a very similar email, talking about relatives when they come from abroad, from overseas, like from Africa, to come spend time abroad and stuff like that, and how they pretty much drive them up the wall, and they go beyond their bounds, and these things are having adverse effects on some people's personal lives, as well as marriages and stuff. So for those of you that have been following me, if you've watched my videos and stuff, I think I've done a video in the past about a slightly different topic, but where I've talked about going abroad and living with people and stuff. Now, so just gonna give you a quick background. So this lady that sent me an email talked about relatives when they come, how they act in a selfish manner, in a really really annoying way, that you really want them to have a good time, but they end up frustrating you. And sometimes it might be mother-in-laws, it might be father-in-laws, and they just come into the home and stuff. So I'm going to use this one as a classic example. This lady sent me an email a couple of days ago talking about her man's, mom. They applied for her. She got visa. She came to the state to spend time with them, and basically she's very intrusive. She barges into their bedroom, which is a master's bedroom. The house is a 3-bedroom house. She lives in the state. I'm not going to say where and stuff, to try to make it as anonymous as possible. So she said the woman would just barge into their master's bedroom. She would walk in anytime and say, "Oh, call on her son, and who is her husband. I need to speak to you, blah 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 blah. I need to do this." There's no privacy. She walks into the kitchen, and because the woman, she works long hours and stuff, so she said she would cook and pre-pack, get the food packed in a container, and say, "Oh, mom, if you want to, warm the food or get a portion of soup out and stuff, and maybe just make a little eba and stuff." For those of you that are not Nigerians, excuse me, eba is pretty much cassava flakes, made into mold with the aid of hot water. It's just some of the food that we enjoy, or any other type of swallow food. Long story short, she said they were making love recently, and They were both, you know, you're in your bedroom, you're making love with your husband. I mean, making love to your husband, as you do, big deal. And the next thing you realize, whilst your legs are in the air, is your husband is smashing away, and you look to your right and you realize your mother-in-law is standing there. What? And she just stood there like, you know, getting all that lavish. Look, whether the door is locked or not, that is creepy. That is really creepy. So I can't imagine I'm smashing away and a mother-in-law standing at, oh, mama, Ali Jadini. What? What? Is this a family show? I don't know. You can call it whatever, man. It's an eclectic show whereby we talk about anything and everything. Okay, Anthony? You know, and she basically, so I suppose the woman was standing there pretty much judging the lady and thinking, um, she's lavishly taking all them strokes from her son. I don't know. I don't know. It's ridiculous, man. I know. We can laugh about this, but on a more serious note, it it okay. So there is an idiot here. I've had to block you from the channel. Good. So on a more serious note, the same woman will go into the kitchen and tell them the woman is she's eating too much meat, she's eating too much food. Oh, you're feeding off my son's whatever, my son's money. Oh, you're wearing too much dresses, and making all these snide remarks and comments. And imagine you being in your marital home and you start to feel uncomfortable. You're pretty much skating on thin ice. You can't say anything. And long story short, and it's funny because then I got another email. This one is from a man. Okay, so his mother-in-law basically just comes and takes over the whole place. This is not predominantly about mother-in-laws or father-in-law. I'm talking families generally. Because somebody else sent me a similar email whereby she she spoke to her husband, and her sibling, who's a younger brother, came to the States to stay with them. You know, she helped him to come to America, applied for visa and stuff. So he was staying with them, and hopefully that he will find his feet and be able to go get his own spot and get a job and stuff. You know, as you do. And then the guy just grew wings, and then she's trying not to get him thrown out. So her husband basically has been very accommodating, trying not to get angry and all that. And then her younger brother has just basically said, dude doesn't clean the house, he will eat and drop his plates. The sister is trying to cover up, will clean after him and stuff. And then when you have a grown man with another grown man who's your husband in the house, you know, and the other guy has a blatant disregard for your partner and stuff, and you know, this is caused friction in a marriage. And then the dude is then calling their mom back home in Nigeria and then talking crap about, oh, you know, my sister's husband is not accommodating. Look, just cut the long story short. This is what I say to people, man. You have people who come into your space. Personally, this is my own view, okay? You're within your rights to object, to have a different view. You know, all jokes aside now, you have a younger brother that comes into your home and shows a blatant disregard for your husband. That dude needs to go. That dude needs to go. Now, I've said it about parents and all these family members and stuff. One of the fundamental reasons why we have problems, I'm talking about the black community now, mostly in marriages and all this relationship, we invite unnecessary complexity. Do you know why? Because people apply sentiments. So you claim to love a woman, that's your wife, that's somebody you exchange vows with. You know, it's a different story if you live alone and your mom comes into your house. Whatever happens between you and your mom whilst you're living by yourself, that's none of my business. That's not the business of the world, you know, or anyone. But you're married and your mother comes and barging into your bedroom whilst your wife is there, whilst you're making love, to your woman, your mother standing by the door, giving all that nasty look, telling your wife she's wearing too many dresses. First of all, how did you know that she's, it's a very common thing, an African thing, whereby, especially mother-in-laws from the husband's side, they start to judge the woman. If she looks nice in a dress, it's their son's money, even if the woman evidently has a job and stuff. And all these people do is they're just going to destroy that home and relationship. So if you've invited people to your house, and I, as a grown man, I go to people's homes, I go to friends and stuff, go say hello. I've seen a situation where somebody used someone's toilet. You're a grown man. You use toilet and you can't clean after yourself. You met the toilet as very clean and you just walk out. I would never understand how people do that. Now talk less of you're living with someone, and you live with someone, and you go in there, you barge into there and you misbehave. They got you visa all the way from Africa, Nigeria or Ghana, wherever you came from, and you want to take over the marriage. This is why I say to people, look, listen, first of all, if you're a dude, I'm not telling you not to love your mother or not to love your father. But if you made a decision to say you love this woman, or you as a woman, you made a decision to say you're going to live with this man, you love him enough to be in a relationship with him, and your mother comes and your father comes, and or your brother or your sister or your cousin, and they are evidently trying to take over the relationship, they're showing disrespect, they spread their balls in the living room, and they want to hug the remote control for the whole day. They want to behave like they own the house, like they pay the bills in that house. And people just talk about stuff and say, yeah, I don't want to upset my mom, I don't want to do this and this and this. You've got to learn to say no. Somebody said, hold on, let me address this very quickly. Hold on. Phrankleen, please, could you please go back to your old YouTube? This one isn't bright enough. The reason it's not bright enough is this is a live stream. I'm using my mobile phone, okay? If I use my camera, actually I've got my camera here. If I use my DSLR camera, can you see my camera? If I use my camera, that's why you see a lot sharper video, okay? So anytime you see that it doesn't look all clean, that's because I'm going live on my phone, and my mobile phone is a bit old. I'm not bothered to upgrade. It's iPhone 6. So the camera, the lens is a bit dated. Does that make sense? So it's a live chat. I love the live streaming. That's why, it might look a bit, slightly blurry and stuff like that. So back to the topic. But if you love Phrankleen, you focus. Oh, David said I should change my phone. You can buy me another phone, bro. I'm gonna upgrade my phone. I'm just not bothered. I'm a grown man. When I was a bit younger, I'm always getting the latest phone. I'm too grown for that. There are far more important things to worry about in life. But somebody said family is family. I don't know what you mean by family is family. What I'm saying is stop applying sentiments. Nobody's saying don't love your family, but your mother has her own. She has her own house. Your mother has her own husband. Your father has his own wife. They shouldn't come into your home and take over your marriage or start to disrespect your partner, barging into the bedroom, controlling the kitchen, controlling the finance. You're going to destroy the home. This is what I'm saying. So, when people say, I had a guy send me a message, I know my mother is not perfect, but I cannot. Hey, Yen Lee, thank you, God bless you. Somebody said to me, oh, I cannot, what's it called? I cannot tell off my mother regardless of what she does. I can't stand in front of my wife, or I can't tell my mother. Then I'm sorry. And this is not about, some people would say, oh, Phrankleen, you're siding with women. You know what? If you think I'm siding with women, so be it. But I'm trying to get both sides now. If your mother comes into a relationship, or your father or any of your relatives, and you, as a man or as a woman, you are spineless, you don't deserve that relationship. You might as well be single. If I'm single, I live alone. If my mother comes to my house and walks around butt naked, I'm just talking here as an example. You know, fair enough. But imagine if I've got my wife in the house, right? And my mother's walking around butt naked, and my wife feels uncomfortable, right? I've got to be able to tell my wife, my mother, in a polite manner and say, Mom, you've got to put some clothes on, you know, da 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 da. Not, and that doesn't make her a witch or an evil person. And also, if you're a woman, your siblings come around and stuff like that, and the problem with the African community is a lack of boundaries, you know. Well, can you lock the bedroom door? Thank you, Dexter. Thank you, Dexter. Appreciate you. Well, you know what? People say, can you lock the bedroom door? I don't know how the house is designed. I don't live there. I don't even know. There are some doors that people might even be able to open without you hearing the sound. Most doors in our homes here abroad, the doors don't have any keyhole or anything. Somebody might have opened the door without you even knowing. And when you're making love, when you're smashing away, someone, you probably, the last thing you'll be doing when you're making love to your partner is listening to the door handle. You are on your bed, you're enjoying a good time with your partner. So are you going to be keeping eyes on the door? Are you going to have sex with the door? Do you get what I'm saying? Somebody's creeping up and opening the door. Okay. That's just wrong. For me, ask Phrankleen. What would you do, Phrankleen? What would you do? I'm on Malaya and Jadinio. That's the height of disrespect. That's just creepy. Mom, Monko kini fún yàwó mi, Monko nǹkan fún yàwó mi. Monko nǹkan fún yàwó mi, ìyá kan wá yọjú. Màmá ṣe fẹ́ join wa kan wá kẹ́sẹ̀ sókè ni. Àbí kí ló kò yé mi? What the? What? I mean, come on, man. That's just wrong. That's unacceptable. That's disgusting. Hey, ẹ gbà mí. Ṣé kí n kúkú fún yín ní 3D glasses kẹ́ kúkú wá jókòó kẹ́ gbé popcorn kẹ́ wá máa yàtà kẹ́ máa wo bó ṣe ń lọ. That's just wrong. That's disgusting. I personally have met dudes like that. We've had conversations and they would say, you know, my mom this, my dad, you know, I cannot tell off my family members. Listen, nobody's asking you not to love your family, man. Nobody's asking you not to, you know, love your brother or your sister and stuff like that. But come on, man, there's got to be boundaries. How am I going to invite my younger brother? You see, it's the mentality. Let me drop this before I forget. It's an African thing. You know, like, for example, let's say, for example, this is me, Phrankleen. So, as an example, let's say my younger brother comes from Nigeria to spend time with us, right? And then my brother comes here and, you know, check this. The so-called, it is our culture. Watch this. So my younger brother, let's say my missus now say, hey, this, he gets in the kitchen, she's fixing my younger brother a plate of food, breakfast, lunch, this and this and this, yeah? They start to take the piss, yeah? Because Baba call me, or how they say in Yoruba. So my brother now leans back, yeah, work on me, bossy kitchen, go, you know, go sonja for me, aburi yeti daruni, ya womi. I don't take that crap, ya womi, bossy kitchen. You show appreciation. So if somebody fixes you a plate of food, you should apply your decorum and get in the kitchen. Go for abo. Now, if she insists and says, if it's there, am I worried? Don't worry, leave it. Okay, that's fine. But what Yoko, you use the toilet, a grown man, you can't clean up. Nah, come on, man. I like you, my law. I'm a fat passport here, your own lolly. Oh, you can't do that. This is why because you know why? That home was peaceful. Your brother or your sister and her husband were living peacefully. Ìwọ wá dancing. O wá fẹ́ di sórí chair ìyàwó brother mi ní kó lọ tẹ̀bà fún mi kó máa fọ́ ọmọ orogún mọ́ ẹ lórí. Oh my God. I'm telling you, man. Are you serious? I see these things happen and I keep asking myself, why do we do this to ourselves? This sense of entitlement, this arrogance. Please can you interpret the Yoruba to English when you speak, you know, learning Yoruba fast and stuff like that, you know. I'm telling you, man. You know, I joke, I see some of our African brothers, so I myself, yeah, wait, falake nisuru, bate banye, you know, babako any. What? And you know what, man? And then we are the same men that would turn around and start saying women are this, women are that. So, but when she goes into the core of her soul, you start saying, hey, but you won't say that your younger brother is coming here to take the piss, or your mom is taking the piss. I don't know. It's the same thing with a woman. Your younger brother comes to stay in your house, and your brother is actually flexing his chest, and you are applying sentiment. That's the door. Use it. It might lay down on it. Because I'm telling you, man. Mama mi yọjú. You need to. That's just wrong. That's just gross. You're set. That's just wrong. I mean, I was reading this email and I thought, what? Do you get what I'm saying? It's man, it's ridiculous. Look, everybody loves their mom and dad. Everybody loves their family. And this is not suggesting that, you should, hate on your siblings, but you got to learn to say no. All I'm saying in a nutshell, okay? If a woman is worthy enough for you to amalgamate your feelings and call that person a wife, if a man is worthy for you to call your husband, baba one more. If your mom comes from Nigeria for the first time, you know what? I don't even mind. Like, oh, mama, she's not used to the abroad life. Mama, that's different. Mama, wani. But like people that come into your home and they want to start controlling stuff. Why should you allow that? This is how they destroy people's homes. It's just silly. It's ridiculous. What if your parents tell you to divorce your wife because they don't like her? Dan Abba said, what if your parents tell you to divorce your wife? Bro, I'm going to answer you bang. Your parents. So let's apply a logical conversation here. So my mother, I'm going to use myself as an example. So my mother calls me and says, Tokumbo, okay, so you're going to ask a question and say why. You see, if it's about sentiments, because your wife is from, let's say I'm a Yoruba man, as you know, I'm a Yoruba man. So if my mother now says, because my wife or my wife to be is from Edo State, as an example, because you can't marry her because she's from Edo State because she's Igbo. My mother can have several seats. This is what I'm saying. So I'm going to listen to that conversation. I'm going to entertain that conversation once and once only. Why would you ask me not to marry this person? There might be genuine observations, right? But if it's about sentiment, we don't like her because she's from Ijebu, because she's from Auguste, please get lost. Conversation. That's my life. You are the one that saw that person. You are the one that choose to be with that person. It shouldn't be about your mother's opinion or your father's opinion, or because your mother doesn't like Igbo people, or because your father is an Igbo man and he thinks you as an Igbo son or child or daughter, you found love in a Yoruba person. So your father is telling you don't marry that person. Why, Dad? Yeah, I've honored you once. I will honor you. Why, Dad? I don't like Yoruba people. Dad, you can take several seats, man. What are you saying? As long as you make the right decision, right? This is why I say to people, so many people destroy their lives. So many people have entrapped themselves because you are trying to please daddy. You're trying to please mommy. Come on, man. Bro, the men should be the ones protecting the women because wives won't be able to. Let me read this. Love matters. How you doing, my sister? Wives won't be able to set boundaries or complain when in-laws start. Yeah. You see, that's what I'm saying. This is why I talk about, let me say this, if relationship is not your cup of tea, remain single. Being single is fantastic. Live your life to the fullest, enjoy, have a good career, have business, travel the world, treat yourself. Smash whenever you can smash. Live life. But if you choose to amalgamate your feelings with someone else and say, oh, ofe marry any, ofe marry boy, ofe marry obìnrin, all I'm just clamoring for, do it properly. So I'm a dude, I'm a man in the relationship. It's my obligation to protect my home front. See, if we can compartmentalize several layers of feelings. My mother, Yami, everyone here has got a mom, if your mom's still alive or whatever. Your father, yes. But the feelings for my mother is different from the feeling. This is my wife. This is somebody I'm hoping to spend the rest of my life with. Yami at Yawoli Dorogun. Ti Yami Buffett di Daliru Daliru. My mother becomes troublesome and start to pointlessly, baselessly pick on my woman. I'm gonna cut her off. Draw the boundaries. Go to your husband's house and go and start your wrestling in your husband's house. Don't bring that toxicity here. Because the truth is, if you have a toxic mother or a toxic in-law, they end up sabotaging that relationship. This is why I say to people, what do you want? What do you want from this relationship? Rather, your wife is rolling her eyes as soon as your mother walks in. Address the issues, man. Draw the. Your mother should not come to your house, or your father should not be passing nasty comments about your wife's dressing and the number of chicken she's cooked in the kitchen. Mama kilo kon yin se ma jẹ chicken kẹ lọ wá bí sùn sí. If you tell baba jẹ chicken ẹ gbálẹ̀ lọ. Come on, man. This is why I say people, it's very common in the African community, man. Hey, mama, mama suffered when we didn't have food. Will you keep quiet? Go see ya until struggle, man. See you later, sir. Stephanie. Be well. See you later. You know, you apply sentiments because your mother suffered. Okay? Hopefully, when you build your career, you make money, you take care of your mother, you look after them when they're getting old, make sure they have good health care, if monthly allowance within reasonable capacity, whatever you can give them, that's fantastic. Told you, but you cannot use your marriage, your relationship as a playground. You cannot use the feelings of your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your whatever as a playground to please your mom. So because I love my mom, my mom is Gia, my mother suffered when I was younger. So that's why my mother earned the right to walk into my house and start talking disrespectfully to my woman. And start saying, I shall be mentality. Whoa! That woman has gasoline in her hand. She has a matchbox. She's going to set that relationship on fire and walk out. That's what I'm saying, man. That sentiment just cut them off, bro. That sentiment. Once I'm talking hypothetically, but this is me. What you see is what you get. That's another thing. You see, it's not going to happen. I cannot speak for the guy next door. This is Phrankleen. My mother's going to come to my house, my jack, and I think, nah, blood. It doesn't mean if the wife is evidently disrespectful, you're going to set her right. Yo, I'm not going to tolerate crap. But if I'm sat here, my mother is making whoa, that's enough. No way. Go home. Don't do that, man. They threaten you with curses, man. Those are the things they use to manipulate us. There's no curses anywhere, man. Believe me. You see, when I say keep your distance, set boundaries, some of them, even outside of the boundaries, they start putting pressure on you. If it's too much, you have been reasonable, you've tried to accommodate them, you've tried to be reasonable with them, and they're not going to be reasonable with you, cut them off. I'm telling you, man, you and I watching this, we only have one shot at life. One shot. This is it. So, do you want to enjoy a peaceful life? or you want the one whereby your family is hijacked, they have your claws in your business, your brothers, your sister come around, or you just want to be able to walk on a Sunday morning with your wife or with your husband or with your partner, walk down to the local coffee shop, go cycling together, sit down, enjoy your favorite TV program, wake up in the morning, smash, cook for your woman cook for you, talk about finances and stuff. It's doable. But imagine a woman where family ẹ̀ ti kọ́kọ́ gbé lẹ́mìí gbóná just because kò tí ì lóyún ṣọ́ọ̀fì ṣe yín ni. Come on, man. That's all I'm saying. Remove the complexity. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, my brother King. Nobody said all African parents are stubborn. Not all African parents are. It's a prevalent problem. Pay attention to me. I didn't use the word all African parents. Come on, man. It's a prevalent problem. But the problem with the people that, for example, a lot of people that send me emails. Do you know why people send me emails? A lot of these people, their homes are on fire. A lot of them are living with daily headaches. A lot of them are. A man told me via email, my marriage is about to crash. The email was so lengthy, but I took the time to read. And I compressed everything, and I realized the person at fault is the man. You know why? He has allowed his mother a free reign in his relationship. His mother will, okay, take for example, his mother will come on vacation from Nigeria, come to the US under the impression that, oh, I've come to spend time with my son. I'm going to be here for maybe a month and a half, and I go back to Nigeria, or 2 months max. And 6 months time, Mama is still in their house in California. They're spending a ton of money. She's going to invite some of our other friends from other states who are living with their children, and she's always hosting them. And the wife is meant to be cooking and washing and cleaning 24/7. Do you know how much dent that's going to leave in your finance? Do you have a schedule for coming on live, Phrankleen? Frozen.